This is the end of turn 1. Germany purchased 1 aircraft carrier and 2 transports. They attacked Sea Zone 110 as well as 11. The UK scrambled in 10 but not 11 and killed 3 fighters, or 2 fighters and 1 tactical bomber. Germany also attacked Normandy with no loss, took Paris with the loss of 5 infantry, and they attacked Yugoslavia with the loss of 4 infantry, and then they took Bulgaria and Finland on non-combat, landed all their planes in western Germany, and moved some artillery and infantry from greater southern Germany to Slovakia. The Russians purchased a fighter or tactical bomber and a mech in Moscow, 2 artillery, 1 infantry in Ukraine, and 2 artillery and 1 infantry in Leningrad. They consolidated some infantry and an artillery in eastern Poland, and moved up some mechs and tanks from Moscow and Stalingrad. And on this side of the board, they consolidated up there and moving some troops to Soviet Far East. The Japanese purchased 2 transports and 1 minor industrial complex. They took Anhui, Chahar, Hunan, and they took Yunnan, with the loss of some infantry in Hunan and Yunnan. They consolidated their navy off the coast of French Indochina. And that's all for the Japanese. The Americans moved a couple infantry to Hawaii and all their fleet. Back. Transport to Sea Zone 10. And on this side of the board, they purchased 2 transports, a carrier, tactical bomber, and 1 infantry. And that's all for them. The Chinese attacked Yunnan, took it back with no loss, and then moved the rest of their guys into Szechuan that they bought, 4 of them, and then just spreading out up there to try and take out as many Japanese as they can. And then the British purchased a few infantry and a fighter in London, and 1 in Union of South Africa. Moved up Africa, gonna try and get to Egypt with those guys. Pulled Alexandria to Egypt, landed in Persia with an infantry, and then landed a Canadian tank and infantry on London, and sent a transport back to Canada, and then took out last German sub in Sea Zone 91 with a couple of destroyers. UK Pacific bought a couple infantry and a fighter. They took eastern Persia, and then moved everyone but the planes to Burma, and then moved an infantry from Shane State to Malaya. Just gonna try to make that a fortress. Moved a destroyer to Sea Zone 37, and battleship back to 39. They took Java. That's all for the British. Oh, and they attacked Sea Zone 97 with a few planes left over that landed in Malta. And then the Italians, they purchased 1 fighter. They attacked Malta with a couple infantry, a couple artillery, cruiser, and a bomber. They took out everybody but a fighter. They still have their bomber, didn't want to lose that. They attacked Tunisia with no loss. And they took Alexandria with 1 loss. They took Anglo-Egyptian Stan as well as Kenya with no loss in either of those. And then Anzac purchased a transport and an infantry, sent New Zealand to Queensland, and everyone else to Queensland and Sea Zone 54. And then the French moved a guy from Morocco into Algeria, and French West Africa to Central Africa. And their boats to Sea Zone 91, as well as a destroyer to Sea Zone 80 from 72. That concludes round 1.